Because next we're going to play my favorite game, pool.
Played a lot of 9-ball, a lot of 8-ball, and even some 1-pocket. But my favorite kind of pool is Steve pool. There's more where that came from next on Front Runners.
5858.
Welcome back to Front Runners, everybody. I'm down in the Hub game room now, which is a great place to go if you want to get in a game of pool. Now, you'd think with a name like mine that I'd be pretty good at this game, and I'm not too bad, but I'm nowhere near as good as the couple we're going to meet in our next story. In fact, this twosome is so good, it could be trouble.
You got trouble! Right here in River City! With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. You surely got trouble. Right here in River City! With a T! It's got to rhyme with P and it stands for pool!
Well, this isn't exactly trouble, but then again, it's not River City. We're in Bellingham, and that starts with B, and that rhymes with G, and that stands for Gerald. Gerald O'Connor, to be exact.
I don't like to lose. I think I dislike losing more than I like winning.
And this is Gerald's wife, Susie, and that starts with an S, and that rhymes with yes, and that stands for winning.
I'm a real competitive person, and it's a real good way to vent that competitive nature that I have.
These two are top competitors on the Northwest pool circuit, chalking up victories faster than most of us can chalk up a cue stick.
Well, I totally expect to be a world-class player. I'm not saying I'll be the best, but as long as I can be competitive with the best and win my share of tournaments, that'll be fine. Oh, that's a little too hard. Try it a little bit, hit it a little harder. Try it again.
And as Susie's coach, Gerald has some pretty high expectations for her, too.
And I expect her to obtain the same goals, but much quicker than I did. It's taken me 13 years to get here. I expect her to be in the top 10 women pros within the next year.
About 2.5 years ago, Susie got serious about pool. She quit her job to devote full time to the table.
At that time, I practiced probably the least amount of time I'd ever put in a day would be 4 hours. Usually it was between 6 and 8 hours. I expect to be in the top professional women players in the country within a year.
Now, both Gerald and Susie would love to work full-time at their pastime, but it hasn't worked out that way, so they've set more realistic goals.
My main goal when I'm playing is to keep improving, and the day that I quit improving is the day that I'll quit playing pool. It's a very hard profession to make a living at. Probably not where those kids are standing. Prospect Night Trees arrived. I really enjoy my job as a paramedic here with the Bellingham Fire Department. It's real gratifying to be able to help people out that are in a real dire straits at times, and people that have a real need, and when you meet that need, it makes you feel real good.
Case dextrose level's 30.
There's some patients that are actually on the brink of death that you can turn around and bring them back and say goodbye to them an hour later, and that's a real good feeling when there's someone, when you realize that if you hadn't have been there, they would have died. It makes you feel real good. No, that should do it. Thank you.
Get your deer.
Susie, on the other hand, now works at a local pizzeria, but pizza and pool work together nicely for her.
Both my bosses, Tom and Debbie Cicchetti, are both pool players. Well, it's real pool-oriented. My job is, it's a real fun place to work. And I have a real good time working there. That was a weird break.
After work and on weekends, you can find this pair either at a tournament or practicing for the next one. Dedication is certainly not lacking here.
I think desire is the main thing. If you have the desire to be a good pool player, that's going to override everything else.
At pretty much anything I do, I like to do the best job I can. Winning or losing really isn't that significant. It's just whether or not you're attaining your fullest potential. I tend to be pretty serious about most of the things I do, but not to ever take myself too seriously. Sickles of death.
Between pool, pizza, paramedic work, and sickles of death, Gerald and Susie are pretty busy juggling their activities. And, oh, did I mention karate? Well, they're both black belts in karate, too, but that's another story. Right now, Susie and Gerald are concentrating on becoming champion pool players. And quite obviously, they know to become the best, it takes a lot more than a lucky break.
Find out what your neighbors are saying about the Northwest's hottest topics. Watch Town Meeting with Ken Schramm, Sunday at 6, here on Como, TV4.
Great.
I just got, like,